Ms. Amanpour was seated outside of Buckingham Palace with her colleagues as news broke of the Queen's death on Thursday. As colleague Max Foster discussed what King Charles III's full titles would be, he mentioned Camilla and referred to her as Queen Consort and discussed the up-and-coming funeral of Her Majesty. Ms. Amanpour's eyes opened widely and bulged out of her head in shock, as Camilla's title was read out. Mr. Foster told CNN, "The Queen has died very sadly. She died peacefully at Balmoral this afternoon." The King and Queen Consort, a reference there to Charles, he automatically becomes king, and will remain at Balmoral this evening, and will return to London tomorrow. As the CNN correspondent addressed Charles and Camilla by their new titles, Ms. Amanpour appeared to come to a sudden realization of the magnitude of the historic events. Mr. Foster continued, "Just going to look at another email I've just received if there is any extra there. No. The Queen has died and long live the King. I'm not going to call him King Charles because we don't know what his name will be. But what we know is that the Queen died peacefully at Balmoral this afternoon, which is horrific news for the nation." Mr. Foster added, "And I can only imagine how people feel watching this. You will see that the flag over Buckingham Palace has been lowered to symbolize the Queen's death. I don't know quite what to say. This is the news we were dreading, but obviously what happened this afternoon was the Queen died and the family were informed and they headed up to Balmoral. And they are there to pay their respects, and it's a very clear process that follows. Now we would expect to hear from the King tonight in the televised address. You will start hearing bells tolling across London and indeed the nation. And flags lowered like this will be reflected at public buildings across the United Kingdom. We now have a very clear process of about 10 days leading up to a funeral, but I don't want to give too much detail about the plans that I've seen because they do need to be signed off by the King, to be formalized, but we will be hearing more details about that, I'm sure, as the evening progresses." Ms. Amanpour's reaction appeared to leave some viewers confused, with TikTok user 15th Doctor writing, "Christiane looks shook at King Charles." JL02 said, "I was wondering the same thing. I think when he said King and Queen Consort, maybe she realized, Camilla."